Hello, Jamie.
Hello and welcome. I'm just going to ask whoever is here with me, if you can just let me know that you can hear me, that you can hear the sound, okay? Maybe throw a comment into the chat box or throw your video on, give me a thumbs up. That would be greatly appreciated if someone could just let me know that the sound is good. Great, thank you, Mona. Thank you, Matthew. Yes, beautiful, excellent. Welcome. We will begin in 2 minutes. I will be using props this evening. If you don't have yoga props, you can grab 2 pillows off your couch or some rolled blankets or towels or a stack of books. I tend to teach a more restorative type of yin, and seeing that is right before bedtime, it's going to be a pretty lazy practice. And if there's something specific you would really love in your practice this evening, a shape or a part of your body that needs a little love, you can go ahead and throw that in the chat box as well. Let me know how I can support you in your practice this evening. And so welcome to those of you who are with me here live. And also hello to those of you who will be here in a future timeline. My name is Jaime. And I love yin. Yin for me was sort of like how I understood a more restorative type of practice, and it really supported me in helping to create a healing protocol for some physical injuries that I incurred after a car accident. And this is, I find it's as much for the mind as it is for the body. What I love so much about yin is that it helps teach us how to be comfortable being still and how to be comfortable when we're slightly uncomfortable as well. And so I find this a very meditative type of practice. And I'm so happy to be able to share it with you this evening. So for those of you who are just coming in, grab some props if you have yoga props, blocks, bolsters, blankets. And if you don't have those, pillows will do, pillows off your couch, pillows off your bed, a towel instead of a blanket if you don't have a throw blanket. My orchid just took a leap off the ledge of my window. Oh no. And so happy spring as well. We just celebrated this spring equinox. And this is such a beautiful time to do that spring cleaning. And if we look at that principle, that idea inside of our bodies, what can we get rid of that we don't need? And so what can we clean out? Patterns, thoughts, habits that we have, getting rid of them so that this just creates a clean slate to create something new in our lives. And so for the first few moments of tonight's practice, just lie down, get comfortable. And I'm going to invite you to reflect on that idea. And so I've got a fluffy blanket underneath my torso and a blanket underneath my head with 2 pillows on either side of my mat. And I've got blocks underneath the pillows, the bolsters, so that they're on a diagonal. And you're welcome to set your mat up in the same way. You can keep the knees bent or you can straighten the legs. And close the eyes. Start to connect into your breath. Noticing the quality of your breath. Whether you've got shallow breathing or deep fluid breath. whether you're breathing through the nose or through the mouth. Not trying to change or manipulate anything right now, just landing in your body in this moment. And first, seeing what you can relax in your body. Maybe you can relax the jaw. Maybe you can soften the biting surface of the teeth, or soften the muscles in your mouth, around your eyes, between your eyebrows. And relaxing the shoulders, the arms, letting the rib cage soften into the earth, letting the pelvis roll into whatever feels like neutral, and relaxing the legs, softening the knees, the ankles, the feet. And as we relax, we're opening the body. As we take bigger breaths, again, we're opening the body, coming into that receptive mode where our intuition can take the lead, where we can listen and be quiet. We can let go of all the chatter of the day and just see and feel into what's there beneath the surface. And in the last few days, I've been really thinking a lot about what is this season of spring, and how can I create some rituals for myself at this time. It feels like I've been digging up a lot of my past and really going down into the root of emotional things that have happened in my life, physical things that have happened, and just seeing where that seed, that initial seed is, and pulling it out. Pulling it out so that I can plant something new and manifest a different story. And so for the first few moments here in your body, just seeing what those roots lead to in your body, what stories are kind of old and tired at this point. And if you can start to get rid of them so that you can create something else, a different narrative, a different pattern, something that might bring you more freedom, more joy, or more pleasure. And let yourself just go into these parts without any shame, without any judgments, without any fears. And offer them love and let them leave. And maybe that means taking a deep breath into the part of your body where that seed was. And with a sound, exhaling, letting it go. Or just maybe offering some forgiveness or offering some gratitude and also letting it go. Sometimes all it takes is just seeing that thing, acknowledging it finally, especially if it's been buried underneath years and years of soil, debris, whatever you want to call it. And so with all that in mind, what is your intention in this moment of reflection and self-mastery? What would you like to take out of this practice this evening, this time of the year? And if you feel safe, say the intention out loud, give it power with your voice. Or if there's other people around you, just
whisper it or say it in your head. That the universe can only respond when you say what it is you're getting rid of and what you're cultivating. We create from our words and from our thoughts. And taking a few deep breaths and letting that land in your body. And then inviting some movement into your body, starting with the fingers, the toes, the wrists, and the ankles. And again, breathing through the nose or breathing through the mouth. Breathing fully. And letting your breath be that tool to look inside, to follow the roots into that seed. And first pose, banana pose. Slide the legs over to the left side of your mat. You might cross your right leg over top. You might reach your arms up overhead or hands behind the head. And we're going to move slowly into each shape and just honor the sensation that you feel. And so noticing where that first point of sensation is in your body and following it with the breath. I received an energy healing session today. I didn't know I was signing up for energy healing. I was going for body work. And at one point she said, "What does it feel like in your right hip?" And I know that my right hip is a place where I've held a lot of trauma, a lot of injury in my right hip, accident when I was a young teenager. And, I went to the surface, so it feels like pulling and warm and tight and achy. And she said, "Well, it feels like there's a lot of built up energy there that's waiting to be released." And then she went a step further to say, it feels like being overwhelmed, being tired, feeling defeated, lost hope. And it really made me go back to that point in my life and remember where I was and how I felt when that first injury happened, when that accident happened. And it was incredible because that's exactly how I felt. I was frustrated. I felt like I was being neglected. I felt like there weren't any answers and that I would be in this state of suffering forever. And so this is such a big opportunity for you to look into the body, into those places where you've held injuries, pain, and go a layer deeper to see what the emotion really is underneath that injury. In traditional Chinese medicine, there's always an emotional component to any dis-ease. And injuries are the same. They're a dis-ease in the body. And so in going through these roots, these tangled roots, seeing what's really there for you in a way where you're just observing and really just seeing it, feeling it, honoring it, and allowing the energy to move, to go. And if it feels good, you might come deeper into the shape. You might lean into the left side. The body takes the shape of a banana. The whole spine is flat. And just stay in these deep, full breaths. You might cross your right ankle over. If this feels like it's becoming too much sensation, you can bend the right knee and place the right foot to the earth instead of having the legs crossed. But as you know, we're here for a while in yin. And so it's important that you do feel some sensation, but that it's not overwhelming. Big breaths. Checking into the front of the body, checking in with the back of the body and the sides, just making sure that it's palatable to be in the shape. Deepening the shape by deepening your breath before actually physically moving deeper into the shape. And a little note about energy healing, because that's something I'm also extremely passionate about, is talking to the body is one of the most powerful tools we have in moving stuck, stagnant energy. And so giving your body permission to release that stored injury or trauma in your body. So saying something like, I love you, body, and I give you permission to heal at the root in the deepest, most profound way. Use whatever words feel natural. Reconnect to that language of communicating with the body. We are all so lucky to have able bodies, and we often take it for granted. We neglect our bodies sometimes. We don't drink enough water. We don't eat enough vitamin-rich foods. And we don't communicate. We don't talk to the body. And so now's your opportunity to build that relationship, to strengthen the intimacy that you have with your body. And take another 3 deep breaths here. And when you're ready to come out of the shape, just moving really slowly back to neutral, letting the legs glide, letting the pelvis come back to that place, that in-between place. You might reach really wide, body in the shape of a starfish, pointing the toes or flexing the feet, spreading the fingers, spreading the toes, and breathe in as deep as you can. Hold your breath in your body. See if you can breathe in a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And then open your mouth, exhale, purge, release. Give the body a little shake, a little jiggle. And we're going to bend the knees one at a time. Bring the feet to the floor and hug the knees to the chest. And you might rock side to side here. You might circle the knees a few times. So you're rolling the low back into the mat, into the earth. And just checking in with the spine, checking in with the pelvis. And circling in the opposite direction as well. And if you like to, you can exhale, squeeze your belly, hug your belly to your spine, tuck your chin to your heart, and then lift your head, reach your nose to your knees. Come into a tight ball for a few breaths. Maybe again, a little rock forward and back. And then lower back down. Straighten the legs. Reach the arms wherever they're comfortable, and then you can slide the legs to the right side. And find that first point just with the legs, maybe crossing the left ankle over the right. Breathing full breaths into the body, opening the body more to receive breath, to receive life. Our breath is life force coming in and purging what we don't need anymore. Looking into the body, looking into those roots. Looking beneath the surface a little deeper. What's there that you're ready to acknowledge and release with love, with unconditional love and acceptance. And really going deeper and deeper and deeper into the body. And then maybe leaning into the right side. And seeing these roots untangle themselves to reveal what's there. And to reorganize the body back to vitality. Big breaths all the way in, all the way out. Another way that the body purges is through laughter, through tears. And so whatever you feel coming up to the surface, welcoming it. We're not trying to bury it back down. We're trying to bring it up so that it can finally go. Making any noises that you like, releasing gas, releasing your breath. Making sounds, all of it's welcome. And 3 more big breaths here. And coming out of the shape really slow, uncrossing the left leg, sliding it back to the left side, bringing your torso, your pelvis to neutral. And again, starfish, big, spreading out of the fingers, the toes, extending the arms and legs as far as you can away from the midsection. Breathe in, 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 in. Breathe in as much as you can. Hold your breath. Keep inviting breath in. Pause. Hold the breath. And then exhale, release. Shake out the body, give a little jiggle. Bend the knees one at a time, feet to the earth, and then knees back into your chest. If you'd like to, again, you can squeeze your belly into your spine with an exhale. Nod your chin to your heart and then lift your head towards your knees. Come into a tight ball. And you might rock here again, if that feels good. And you can release back down to neutral when you're ready to. So here you will need props on either side of your pelvis. I have blocks at their lowest height flat with bolsters on a diagonal. And I'm going to angle those bolsters close to my hips and then swing the legs over the bolsters. So your legs take the shape of an M. And shimmy yourself into that sweet spot. So you might have to come up a little higher, move the bolsters down a little lower, pillows. If you don't have bolsters, you can roll up a blanket into a log shape and throw that underneath your legs. And so you swing the legs over the structure and we find that M shape. M for mom, mama. Big breaths. And because we're in the pose for a long time, don't settle in the pose like, this is okay. Find that place where you're really comfortable. And you're like, yes, I can hang out here. I can purge here. This feels good. Arms land wherever they're comfortable. They might be on your body. They might be wide by your sides. They might be in the shape of a cactus where the elbows are bent and the fingertips point back. Or another beautiful place to relax the arms is in a hug shape, just wrapping your arms right around your body. And just find what feels natural, intuitive, what's welcome right now. And settle back into your breath. Stay with your breath. Notice if any parts of your pelvis, your legs are gripping, and really make an effort to acknowledge that spot and just tell your body it's okay to relax, or even give yourself a little tap or a rub on that part of the body that's gripping. Big breaths. Releasing what you can, releasing with love. With compassion. And you might even sort of sway the pelvis side to side or jiggle the legs to help release anything that's there. Bouncing, jiggling, massaging are all great for releasing tension. And take a few more big breaths here. Yawning, sighing, making sounds. And very slowly glide the feet back into the center. We're coming into a supported butterfly pose. So the feet come down to the earth, they touch, and the knees stay supported by these structures. If you need more support, you can slide the bolsters or the blankets, whatever you're using, a little closer into your hips. I know it's tempting to go as deep as you can into a pose, but this pose can be problematic, especially if you have any instability in your pelvis. A lot of female-bodied people have problems with shapes like this because our pelvises are designed to birth a child. And so we have the vertebra in the lower half of the spine, there's more mobility in them. Whereas in male bodies, the vertebrae are fused. And so sometimes staying in this butterfly shape or staying in an open knee pose with external rotation as far as you can go can create a lot of pain in the back of the pelvis. It can encourage sciatica nerve pain as well, or sacroiliac joint dysfunction. So just being mindful about what your pelvis is shaped like, where you receive pain in your body, in your low back, or in your pelvis, in your groin, or your hip flexors, just being kind to your body. And big breaths. And if you have your arms crossed, you can cross the opposite arm over top. Or whatever shape the arms are in, just changing it slightly. Breathing deep. Opening your mouth for this shape. Breathing in and out through the mouth. And the shape of the jaw is very similar to the shape of the pelvis. And a lot of people carry tension in the jaw and in the pelvis. So just by opening the jaw, you can help to release some of that. And if you'd like to take it a step further and just massage into the hinge of the jaw, that might be nice for your practice this evening. Using the fingertips to massage into that hinge, or even sliding the jaw side to side, or opening your mouth really, really wide. And you'll notice you might naturally want to yawn. Beautiful. Yawning is great for moving energy. You can also use the knuckles to massage into the jaw. Or the thumbs. Or just finding your own intuitive way of doing things. Your body is wise. It knows what it wants. Especially now that you're quiet and you're really inside. Where the mind isn't in the way of the intuition. Even gently pinching into the jaw might be nice, especially if you know that you're someone who clenches while they sleep. Gently pulling the muscles away from the bones. And even pulling on the earlobes, pulling out on the ears, pulling up at the top of the ear, just exploring what feels good. And if you've ever had reflexology in your feet or in your hands, there's also reflexology for the ears. And so we're stimulating parts of the body just by pulling on the ears. Be gentle, be kind, be loving. And encouraging those yawns, those sighs, opening the mouth. And then a few more big breaths here. You can slide the hands down to the thighs and gently guide the knees back together. And soles of the feet flat, maybe just giving the legs a little shake here, a little jiggle. And then we're going to cross the right leg over the left and tip the legs over to the left side into a twist. Arms wherever they're comfortable. And as you're crossing the knee over, gently feel like you're letting the right hip slide back down towards the earth. So you might feel some sensation on the outside of the right hip. And stay with the breath, big full breaths. Breathing here through the nose if you like, or continuing to breathe through the mouth. Or you can alternate, whatever's natural. And again, just checking in with your body, noticing how you're feeling. Noticing if your body has shown you any stories, any unwinding, anything that it's digging up to release, to make space. And if you do get those aha moments, just thanking your body for showing you it's there. And this is a gentle twist. And we're not pulling as hard as we can. We're not pushing ourselves into contort the shape. It's just where your body lands, where your knees land, over to the left. And using the breath to deepen the shape. And a few more big breaths here. Bend your elbows wide and using a little bit of support to slide that right leg back, press into the elbows. Bring the right sole of the foot to the earth, bend the left knee, bring the left sole of the foot to the earth, reposition the pelvis. And again, just give the legs a little jiggle. Or give the whole body a little jiggle. And when you're ready to, you can swing the left leg over the right. You might shimmy your bum over to the left side an inch or two, and then let the legs tip to the right. And come back into your breath. Let the left hip roll back towards the left side. Stay in your body, breathe deep, offer love. And again, softening any parts of the body that feel tight, relaxing the body more, breathing deeper. Few more big breaths in this shape. And when you're ready to elbows to the earth, press down and slowly drag the legs back to neutral. Reposition your pelvis again. We're going to straighten out the legs. Reach the arms overhead. Take a big breath. Point the toes. Reach as much as you can. Breathe in as much as you can. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Breathe in more. Hold the breath. And exhale, let it go. Shake out the body. Bend the knees again. Feet to the earth, and then hug the knees into your chest. Exhale, lift your head, rock yourself up to sitting. We're coming right into a forward fold. So take the legs out in front. You can place one of your pillows, rolled blankets, bolsters over your thighs. You're just going to round the spine forward. You might bring your elbows onto the bolster, onto the structure. You might massage into your scalp here. And we're not going to stay here too long, just a few breaths here. If you'd like to, you can extend the arms straight down the legs. You might move through the feet, circling the ankles, and pointing your toes, flexing your feet.
You are welcome to stay in this shape if you like, or you can roll up through your spine, take your legs out as wide as they go, and then lean forward. Again, maybe leaning on top of a bolster or a rolled blanket or pillow. You might sway side to side. Big breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And 5 breaths like that. And when you're ready to, you can roll up slow. You can slide the legs in together again. Take the hands back behind you, lean back. Just shake out the legs. Bounce the knees up and down. Let the feet wave side to side. Lean back a little bit more into the hands, stretch into the hands. Shift your weight side to side a few times. And you can pivot the fingertips around to face inward or face outward. You can lean back a little bit more, bend the elbows, or you can push your weight forward a little bit more depending on what feels good in your body. Good. And now lift yourself up, shake out your hands. Excellent. And believe it or not, we're on our last pose and we're going to do a front lying shavasana for tonight if that's available to you. And for that, place a folded blanket underneath where your midsection will be, or you can place a bolster or a rolled blanket underneath your pelvis. You can bring the elbows out wide, stack the palms, bring the forehead down. Or you can bring your head onto a block or onto a folded or rolled blanket. Find what's most comfortable for you. And find that sweet spot for the arms. And hopefully over that last hour, you've been able to see or feel into some of those tangled roots, maybe all the way down into the seed, the initial seed. And pull that up, pull that out. Turn up the soil and get ready for what you are replanting for yourself now, for your life. Coming back to your intention for tonight. And drawing that intention into your belly. And breathing a little fuller, feeling the belly press into the earth. And before you fully surrender into your Shavasana, I'm going to park this here. If anyone is interested in a seed planting ritual, I'll be hosting a free event on Monday night, and I will send the link for that in the email with tonight's replay of this practice. So if you'd like to join me, please do. And feel free to invite anyone you love that might benefit from that guided meditation and sound healing experience. And take another big deep breath in. Breathe in as much as you can. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. See if there's any more space for breath in your body. And let it out. Completely let go. And thank you for sharing your practice with me this evening. It's been an honor to guide you. May you all be healthy and happy, free from pain and suffering. May you feel at home in your body and in harmony with the world around you. Namaste.